Happy Sunday, everyone. This episode is for those people that have grown up without an applause, without having someone hold them hand by hand, right? For the ones who kept going when nobody knew how hard it really was for them. For the ones who smile in public and cry in private. So that's what we're going to talk a little bit about everything. But first of all, today is a really special day. So special for me, and I don't even know how to start, right? This one is a personal one for me because I watched someone I love walk through fire alone and me not being able to save her. So for all those parents out there, you know what I mean. My lovely daughter.
Hello.
She left home to college by herself. A new city, new environment, no safety net. Just courage and a suitcase full of dreams, right? So I am so proud of you, Yamirelis, for getting where you're at, and I want to hear a little bit about it. You know, I brought my daughter because she's my biggest inspiration. I am so proud of her, right? And sometimes we forget to tell our kids how special they are and how sometimes I don't even realize how she does it, right? And like many young people trying to find their way, she walked into seasons that felt heavier than expected, for sure, right, Tommy?
Yes, that is true.
So tell me, what was the main thing that really was so hard about going to college, leaving to another city and all that?
Yeah, definitely. So, as my mom said, my name's Jami, for anybody watching and doesn't know me. My difficulty in terms of going to college really started when I was in high school, senior year. March 2022, I found out that my mom was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Again, if you know me and you're watching this, you know that I have two very great parents and I've been very blessed. And I want to thank you for everything you've done for me. And I'm here today because of you and what Dad did. So both of you guys, thank you, first and foremost. But one thing that they couldn't give me was how I felt, like my emotions, what the battle that I constantly went through in my mind. And although Mom did a really good job of training me in terms of trying to get me to control and have a breakthrough through these emotions, my battle started in high school. So like I said, senior year, March 2022, we found out my mom was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and it was a happy and a conflicting year because I also just committed to a college 4 hours away from here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. So going to college and moving away from everything that I have known into a city where I didn't know anybody, I had no family, it was completely brand new, it was really hard for me. Adjusting when I got there, I was living in a dorm. I don't know the measurements, but it was a really small dorm that I had to share a living space with somebody. And I was just constantly like crying and worried about my mom and everything that had been going on back home. And that's not something that a lot of people would think that I was struggling with. Everybody in my life has said, like, you know, your parents are great, your parents have given you everything you want, you're good, you don't struggle. But this is for the people like me who do have set parents and who do have parents that give them the world, that it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay not to hold yourself, like let me start over. So my expectations of myself was so high because my parents gave me everything, and I just want girls like me out there to know that it's okay to struggle, it's okay to cry, it's okay not to be perfect in the midst of what everybody thinks you are just because of what your parents look like. So going to college was really difficult for me. It was a big leap of faith. You know, struggling with classes. I'm a Dean's List student for about 5 semesters now, but that's not where I started.
I remember those days. I used to call me crying hysterical. Those days that she's like, Mom, are you okay? And I had to fake it. You know, the minute that I saw her phone call, I'm like, okay, no tears, no nothing. Let me put myself together so my daughter could see me strong, you know. And those days that she didn't have her hundreds, And Jamie, you've been so, she's like professional. She's like, I need 100, not a B, not a B plus, an A plus or an A.
Yeah.
So those times must have been hard, and going through so much. How would you tell those people out there that they just don't know where to go, like those individuals that don't know how to go with the battles and have that leap of faith that you have?
My biggest advice is start somewhere, whether you know it or not. My parents attended college but didn't finish, and although they were, able to help me at my full disposal, I still, navigating through the college process was a struggle for me because I didn't have many people that knew the same experiences I was going through. But I guess my advice would be just be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Go and ask questions. Go explore. Start undecided and just get your gen eds out of the way, and then you don't have to have all the answers by the time you get to college. I want to stress that because I thought that that's what I needed. I thought I needed all the answers figured out. I thought it was a straight line, but in reality, success is a bunch of squiggly lines. As long as that arrow continues forward, then you're in the right direction. And self-comparison to others is also something that I struggled with a lot. I always said, well, this girl's doing this, and she's being so successful, I need to be like her. And I wasn't being fair to myself. I am a double major, nursing and psychology. I did basketball. I'm part of many clubs. Dean's List, honor student. So when you compare yourself to others, you're not being fair to yourself because you're not seeing how much progress you've made. So to the girls or any students out there, just start somewhere, even if it's emailing a college and saying, I'm interested, and can you tell me more about your program? Or going to college and telling your guidance counselors, like, hey, I have no idea what I want to do, but I want to come to college. So that's my biggest advice.
What was the thing that encouraged you the most? Like those times that you were broken and you're like, what should I do? Was there any moments that you just wanted to quit?
There was definitely moments I wanted to break down and cry and not do work at all and just maybe take a month off. I don't think actually quitting college altogether ever crossed my mind. I think my parents have given and sacrificed too much for me that's never crossed my mind. And it's not only because my mom's right here, I promise you guys. It's not. It's not. But honestly, like, I crave success. I crave wanting to grow up and make something of myself. I crave wanting to give back to my mom and my dad and for the sacrifice that they really have given me. And for me, I think going through all of this and being the humble girl I've always been, I think I deserve this.
Yes, you do. Me and her dad always said, like we had a lot of struggles in life, right? And then health came along and all that. But no matter what, we said we were going to stick together, right? Because we as parents don't know the importance and the responsibility that we have. Having a good friendship with her father, helped me a lot to not only understand my daughter, but to be able to give her that support, and be able for her to know that we're always here no matter what. And that takes us lying about how we really feel, how it was so hard. Sometimes I couldn't even get up, but then I found that courage and said, you know what, I'm gonna get up because I need my daughter to see me that even through all the struggles in life, I'm still standing firm. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing this, and that's one of the reasons I brought you, because not only did you go through so many things in college, right? But you lost your whole family. You went over there, you started over. And I'm sure there was experiences that you happened in college that blew your mind off, that you're like, oh my goodness, why am I going through this, right? And sometimes,
Yeah.
And sometimes people tend not to talk about those bad moments, not knowing if you could make the difference in somebody else's life, if you could just wake up that spark, hey, I was there once and look at how she did it. Let me give it a try. So to see if I could be as successful. And it's not copying, it's getting coping skills that actually worked for others and try them on, try to keep on moving no matter what. You know, if your child doesn't want to go to college, you encourage them, you educate them, but you know what? Find alternatives. Don't let them just stay at home, you know. And please, if your kids are playing sports, you know, I think that the basketball helped a little in the process.
Yeah. I always say that the basketball team was my family. When leaving my genetic family, biological family at home, I went to Pennsylvania, and they took me in as their own, and that's what really got me through the years of college, knowing these different types of girls and what they all bring to the table, both on and off the court. Was a pretty cool experience.
What else would you want to tell the community out there? Like,
if anybody wants to be a nurse, there's a nursing shortage, so just had to put that one out there. But
and I'm hiring nurses and PCAs and CNAs. Hey, let's combine everything.
Yeah, let's work together. Let's network. I can get some information. You can get some information.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, I don't want to sound cringe or cliche, but I really want to encourage everybody out there that if they want to do something, the first step is actually taking an action towards that. I know we have some big dreamers out there, but it isn't until you actually put that foot forward and try something. It isn't until then that you're gonna actually see the results that you want.
And don't expect it to be easy, you know. Nothing comes easy. The good things, the blessings, you know, everything goes through a process no matter what, you know. So just take that process and actually memorize it, go through it, so like that you don't get stuck and you don't have to repeat it again. Because I believe, I don't know about you, Jami, but I think that life is like a GPS, right? God knows the purpose, God knows where you're going.
Yeah.
But you know, and sometimes we even know it.
Yeah.
And we keep on going, and then we need to redirect, right? And no matter how many times you redirect, your purpose and where you need to go to you're gonna get there. So that's another thing that I would have to put out there. And
definitely, I think also, I believe that earlier in my college career, like, I thought I was ashamed of mental health problems, and I can see why a lot of people are afraid of mental health problems. I don't think it's voiced enough, and I want to be here as an advocate for people struggling with mental health issues. That's something really important to me, and I'm an open book. I have anxiety, so if anybody out there struggling with mental health issues, please find resources or somebody that you can talk to. That is really a game changer. Please do not deal with this on your own. You're not alone. You don't have to be alone. So please know that you matter. Mental health matters. We appreciate you here, and we love you. And I just thought I'd take a moment, because as a freshman in college, I also was very embarrassed to tell people I have anxiety, to communicate to my friends what was happening when I'd have to go to a bathroom after an altercation and cry because I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't let my mom into my panic attacks until last year?
Yes.
Junior year of college.
Yeah. So you know what? They struggle. Our kids struggle, and they keep it a secret, just like us parents keep it a secret. So at times, I think that we need to stop faking it and be real to our kids, so they could be real to us as well.
Yeah, and I don't mean to air myself out, but I just want everybody watching this to know that it's important and it does matter.
Yeah. And I could be witness of that too. You know, I always smiled, I always acted all big and strong, but then I was always home crying. I was never as happy as I really acted that I was. And I thank you for bringing that up, because that is a topic that is never touched, you know?
Yeah, definitely. If anybody sees this and gets inspired or wants more information, if there's people of any age that wants to go to college or needs resources, I'm here. Just let me know.
And the same thing, if you have a story, we all have a story, I believe, right? If you have a story that you believe, hey, let me tell people what I went through, so like that they know that it's not impossible. Because sometimes we go through so much in life and we even lose faith. We even lose that there's a possibility to go to the next level, right? So I invite you here to our little podcast, right? Because my main mission is to let you guys all know that it is possible, that there's nothing stopping you but yourself. You know, that you have a purpose, that you're not just anyone, that your voice matters, that what you have to tell the community, your education, what you've been through, your struggles are important because there's somebody out there that is going through the same thing. You know, I even joined an MS chat group, you know, and in that MS chat group, I figured, what else could I do to feel better for myself? And I go through the MS chat, and then ask a lot of questions. They're like, how do I deal with this? How are you dealing? And that's one of the reasons that I also started this, because we're helping each other.
A sense of community.
Yeah, like a community that we belong, and we shouldn't have to go to only the MS chat to be able to tell you that I'm going through something, to be able to tell you not to let no diagnosis define you. I shouldn't do that. We should just say it out loud. And I wish more people join, you know. I wish that more teenagers join and say, even for the parents, us parents do mistakes. You know, maybe you could one day come and tell us all the things we could have done better, right? Until she becomes a parent, and then she'll know everything was. Then until you become a parent, then you know that everything we did was for the purpose, right?
Fair enough.
So, just the same, we invite you. We're willing to help with any guidance, and we're here for you. We're built from fire, and we're not gonna stop, right? We're not gonna let nothing define you, define me, define you, and taking the next step, right?
Yeah. I want to thank you for having me on your podcast. This has been an amazing experience.
Thank you for spending time with us.
Bye.
Bye.